Hi parents, I'm Demetria with Reading Rhythm Creative Academy. I teach piano and I tutor. My piano lessons are fun, and I like to talk about the fun nature of piano lessons because I don't hear this quite often, and I want to be a part of changing the narrative of piano lessons and what the expectations are. So if you're coming to my studio, whether it's in person or virtual, I want you to know that I'm going to answer your question about how often your students should be practicing. And I want to take away your fears about that and any kind of hesitations you might be having based on maybe any past experiences you've had in piano lessons. That I believe personally that students don't need to be at the piano for hours in order to be successful at learning to play. I personally think that just a few minutes a day is all that a student really needs to be proficient at the piano. And so proficiency is almost in the eye of the beholder, to be honest, and it depends on what your specific goals are and what you want your student to achieve, at the end of the year, or what their goals are. And so if they are heading off to music school in college, or if they are really serious about becoming a concert pianist, then maybe those goals would shift and be a little different than what I'm talking about today. So I generally work with younger students who are in the beginner level of their piano journey. And what I found often is that younger students who start to play piano at a young age, who are forced into taking lessons, oftentimes don't develop the joy of learning piano because it is not an easy task to sit at the piano for hours and practice the same song over and over and over again. And especially today where there's so many distractions and things that they would rather be doing, right? They would rather be on a video game or, watching something or being on social media. So we have a lot more to contend with today than we did back when I was a kid. So practicing the piano doesn't come with a lot of joy and excitement a lot of the time. So what we want to do is we want to make practicing piano something that doesn't take a lot of time, but that is to the point and succinct so that they get the skills they need, practiced efficiently throughout the week, and are still able to present their pieces to their teacher the following week. And so what I recommend are a good 10 to 15 minutes a day. And I baseline like to say about 3 to 5 times a week. So that's minimal, that's baseline. If you can do more, the better. But I would love to see my students practicing 10 to 15 minutes per day, or at the very least 3 to 5 times a week. And the thing to remember is that this is not about being perfect and not making any mistakes. This is about consistency, showing up to practice and being consistent. And as your student is practicing, they are figuring out the things they need to do to self-correct what they're not doing correctly, right? So they are self-correcting. So the 3 things that they're going to be doing is remembering what they learned in their lesson. That's the first thing. So whatever their teacher is showing them in the lesson, they need to remember that. So hopefully their teacher has a system to remind them of what they learned in that week's lesson, and I definitely do that with my students. So as they're practicing, they can remember, okay, my teacher said I'm supposed to have my 3rd finger on the key of E when I start this song, and that kind of thing. Those memory joggers are going to help them so that they're not completely lost when they sit at the piano. Secondly, so I don't, as a teacher, expect my students to master a song within 2 weeks. I expect them to master their confidence at approaching the song and then figuring out how to get those kinks out as they work through it. So again, this is all just, practice and putting things into action, and hopefully your student will start to see the importance of just showing up, just sitting at the piano, doing the work, and then knowing that when they come to class with their teacher that this is a judgment-free zone, but we do have some expectations, and that for me to see their improvement makes me happy and should make them extremely proud of themselves. So remember, we're not just here to teach the skill of playing the piano, but we're here to help them build their confidence, their discipline, and their love for music. And that just starts with simple daily practice. So if you want to find out more about my virtual and in-person studio, just visit readandrhythm.com. And I'm here for you, for your beginner piano student. And I can't wait to share more with you on another video on how to help beginner piano students. Talk to you soon.